Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm working on a very fun video. As you can see, I have a lot of Cricut vinyls behind me, and that's because we're going to be making gifts with the Cricut. So if you're new here and maybe you've never heard of the Cricut, what is it? Cricut is a brand of cutting machines and heat presses that allow you to take your personalization to the next level. Truthfully, you can make so many different things with them. For example, I have the Maker 3 here, and it can cut so many different kinds of materials such as vinyls, papers, card, foils, leather. It can also do things such as engravings and foiling. With the Cricut, you can cut out so many different things like quotes, art. You can put them onto bottles, t-shirts, wallets, makeup bags, literally anything that it will stick to, you can put it onto. I only started working with Cricut earlier this year, and honestly it was so easy. There was just a few things to work out in the beginning, and within a week I was up and running, making products and selling them in my shop. I bought my first Cricut machine for my business, but it's such a versatile piece of equipment that you can do anything with it. It can be for personal use, for gifts, for home decor for your own home, for jewelry, literally so many different things. All of the Cricut machines work with the free app called Design Space. Through this, you can tell your machine what you would like it to cut, what kinds of shapes, and all of the materials that it can work with. You can also find on there many different projects that were already designed by Cricut creatives such as me and contributing artists. What I especially love about Design Space is that when you go to make your project, it will tell you step by step what you need to do, when to load the paper, what kind of cutting tool to use, and what kind of pressure settings you should be using for the kind of material you're working with. As part of the Design Space, you can also subscribe to Cricut Access, which allows you to have access to many different projects designed by creatives and work on them all included in this bundle. Alternatively, you can also work on free projects and paid projects separately. Another thing that's really good about Cricut Design Space is that it does store all of your art and projects in the cloud, so you're not taking up space on your computer and you can easily access it between devices. Another bonus of Cricut Access is that you get a discount on all Cricut products directly on their website, so you can be saving money to buy all of your materials as well as getting access to so many different projects. So is it worth it? I'd say if you craft regularly and you're using the discount on the Cricut website to save on your materials, then you'd quickly make back the cost of the subscription. Plus, it allows you to have so many different things to work on and you can get started immediately, even if you're a beginner. There are many benefits to use Cricut brand materials alongside your cutting machines, and that is because they are calibrated to work directly with all of the settings that you need, as well as being stress tested so that they are high performance, very durable and long lasting. So without further ado, let's get started with our projects. Firstly, we have this lovely handmade wedding card. Now, this is like one of the cutaway cards. Typically you would use these with the Cricut Joy, but they have come out with a special mat that lets you work with the Explore or the Maker machines as well using the cutaway cards. So this is what we'll be using today to make this lovely little card. I'm obsessed with how it turned out, and if I was to be given one of these for my wedding, I'd be very happy. For my first project, I'm going to be working with the Cricut Inset brands and the new card mat, which I'm so excited to test out. In the Cricut Design Space, you can find many different projects for whatever you're looking for. So I'm looking for a wedding card, which is going to be a present for our friends who are getting married very soon. I am going to be using these cutout cards, so I need to pick one that will work with my idea, and I think I want something that's fairly simple. I'm going to actually go with this first one, which is a wedding rings card. It's super simple, and you can also personalize this if you wish. Cutaway cards that I have are R20 size, so I'm just gonna check that here, make sure it's the correct size, and when I load this up in Design Space, it will automatically line up the design into the center of the card for me on the card mat. So as you can see, it's got the correct size selected on the side and all of it's lined up, so now I just need to load up the card onto the map in the correct position and we'll be ready to cut. Loading up your cutaway card is very easy. You simply slide it underneath this little slot here and then line it up all the way in and all the way to the top. And when you fold it and press it down, it will attach itself to the mat. And as you can see, you've got a little line here that even tells you which card size you're using. And mine is lined up perfectly. So now I can go ahead and load this into my Cricut. Once my mat is loaded up, I can press the little arrow button. That will pull it into the machine, and then I can press the play button once it's measured the mat and it's happy that it's got enough space to work with. Now that that's done, I can just quickly double check that it cut through, which it did, so I can unload the mat. The next part is to carefully remove the card from the mat, and to make sure that the mat isn't bending your card, you want to peel the mat off of the card rather than the other way around. So I'm just going to put my nail underneath here to unstick the edge of the card a little bit. Just want to do this really carefully so you don't damage your card. You can use one of the tools from the Cricut to help you remove the card as well. I'm just going to flip this upside down. It's just helping me peel off the mat away from the card rather than bending my card. And now I can pull out the card from here. And look at that. To finish off this card, we're going to insert this golden insert inside it. So to do that, you open up your card and then slowly put the insert into these corners that the Cricut cut out for you. This is very easy, but be gentle so that you don't tear your card. You can slightly bend the insert just to make sure it goes in, and then it should sit in there nice and flush. And when you flip it over, this is the kind of result you should have. This is a very easy method of making a shiny card. It cuts away the corners so you don't have to glue anything in, but you can if you want to. However, this card is ready to go. And the pack of Cricut insert cards also comes with envelopes, so that is completely finished card that I can give to my friends. Secondly, you may know I recently got engaged, and I have to ask my bridesmaids if they want to be my bridesmaids. But I also want to give them some cute gifts. So here is a little idea for a bridesmaid gift that I made up. This is a cup that says Maid of Honor, and then this is one that says Bridesmaid. So actually I used two different cup wrap designs I found on Cricut Design Space, and then I just added a little customization inside with the names and the word Bridesmaids Maid of Honor, which I think makes such a cute little personalized gift. And I'm obsessed with how cute these little strawberries and flowers look together. My whole wedding is gonna be all pastel floral themed, so this is perfect. For the next project, we're gonna look for a cup wrap that will go on to my can cap designs. I'm particularly looking for one that will allow me to add my bridesmaids' names into it. So I found these designs, which are so cute and perfect for what I want to do. So now that I have these on my canvas, I need to make sure that the measurements for this match up with the measurements that I have of my cups. So for this design, I have just added my Maid of Honor's name and the Maid of Honor text into the center, and now I'm making sure that it is united, the Maid of Honor part with the strawberries, because I want them to cut out all in one color. I use the align function to click for it to be in the center, and now that my sizing is correct, I can go ahead and cut this out on my Cricut. So for this we'll be using Smart Permanent Vinyl setting that you can find by going over here. For this project I'm using 3 permanent colored vinyls. I went with a light pink and a green, and then a white that's going to have the name. I love that with smart vinyls you don't need to use a cutting mat, so I'm just simply going to load in the vinyl straight into my Cricut like this and press play when I'm ready. Now I'm loading up the green to cut out the stems of the strawberries. So with the vinyl, just want to make sure that you're pushing it in evenly so it doesn't like go lopsided. And now the pink vinyl, and this one will have the strobes and the name and Maid of Honor written inside. Now I need to trim off the excess vinyl so that I can easily weed out the design. So I'm just using my Cricut cutting mat here. It's going to make it really easy to just cut a perfectly straight line through this. And then I'm able to keep the rest of this vinyl and reuse it for another time. Now that all of my vinyl pieces are trimmed, I can weed out all of the excess vinyl. Just using the standard weeding tool from Cricut for this as well. Everything's weeded out. I'm going to use my Cricut transfer tape and line them all up. To make this easier, I've got some parchment paper. When you line this up over your thing, you can still see where your elements are, but your transfer tape will not stick to this. So it makes it really easy to line up when you have something complicated like this. I'm just spraying the glass with some rubbing alcohol to make sure it's nice and clean and the vinyl can adhere properly. Now that my glass is clean, we can slowly line up the design of where we want it to go. So for this, I'm also going to use my parchment paper. Press it on with my little squeegee. And now that it's all on, I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a scrape just to make sure everything is really stuck on there before I peel off the transfer tape. So that is perfect. And now I'm gonna do the same kind of thing, but instead of saying Maid of Honor, it'll be Bridesmaid, and it will be my two other bridesmaids. And honestly, I can't get over how cute this one came out, but let's pick a different design for the other ones. I actually found this design that says "You're a Fantastic Grandma" and decided to personalize this one to fit my designs. So I just removed the text from the inside here, and I added my bridesmaid and Jessica, which is her name, into the center, made sure to align it all nicely. And I changed the colors to make sure that they would cut out together with the bridesmaid and the Jessica name. If you change the colors to be the same as the flowers, it will cut them out on one mat. So here you can see I just have the 3 mats, and it's cutting it out on default pressure on Smart Vinyl Permanent. after cutting this design on smart vinyls, I weeded out all of the excess vinyl and then used the Cricut transfer tape again to transfer over to the card. Obviously I made sure that I cleaned it first, and when I transferred it, this was the final result. I'm really happy with how this one came out as well. Honestly, they're just so cute. I also wanted to make a little uplifting gift for my friend, so I used this You're So Golden decal to add onto this acrylic mirror, and this is just so cute, such a good little gift, especially if you're on a budget, because you can get these little acrylic mirrors super cheap, and all you have to do is add a little vinyl sticker. We're gonna cut out a little decal to go onto this acrylic mirror. This is a 24 centimeter round mirror. It is acrylic, very easy to work with. Currently it has like a protective layer, we'll take that off in a second. But let's find a little project to cut out on here. And I'm actually thinking for this to be a gift for my friend. She's recently been going through some tough times, so I really want to make something that's like uplifting. So I'm gonna look for a little cute positive quote. I found this You're So Golden mirror decal on the design space, and I decided this was perfect for my project. So I'm just going to cut it out as it comes. This project, I'm going to use this greeny blue smart vinyl. This one's removable, just in case we ever want to change the decal on the mirror, we'll be able to remove it. And here are all my 3 finished projects. So we made a mirror decal, a cap decal sticker, and a cutaway card. I still have a lot of prep to do for my wedding, and I'll be sure to be using my Cricut to make way more wedding decor for my own house as well. It's not just good for gifts, it's good for literally anything you might want to make. A big thank you to Cricut for sponsoring this video. I loved working with the Maker 3 machine. It is so versatile and can do so many different things. I would really recommend checking it out. I had no issues from start to finish, literally cut everything perfectly. All the vinyls that I was using today weeded so easily, and the transfer tape made everything really easy to transfer onto my designs. So that brings the video to an end. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to see more Cricut gift ideas like this, be sure to let me know in the comments, and I'd also love to hear which one of these gifts is your favorite. And I can't wait to gift all of the things I made today to my friends. I hope they like them. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be sure to be back again next week with another cool video for you. And in the meantime, I hope you have a lovely week.